both in New York, just at a couple of different furrows. Sasaki dealt a .71 ERA in 12 2/3 innings. He struck out 14, only walked 3, and for the most part kept both the Yankees and Mets at bay. Time now for Coors Banquet. Start your legacy. And starting the second half for Sasaki, the stuff is ticked up. And I think bigger than anything, EK, the presence has also taken a step forward as well.
Well, it's that old adage, what comes first, the confidence and then the success, or the success breed the confidence? Whatever it is, the All-Star break was great for Roki. He came back. He was hitting 100 miles an hour in that New York Yankee game. You know, last outing, the velo wasn't the same, around 98, 99, but the splitter has been outstanding. He's been getting a ton of chase. Guys have been going after. You take a look on the right-hand side is what he's done in his last 2 starts. You see the four-seamer, you know, the hits per at-bat, the splitter, 1 for 16. Now, again, you look on the left, and that's the entire year. And, yes, effective with the splitter, but he has been out of this world in these last 2 starts.
So now looking to bring the show back from the road here to home, taking on a Seattle team that, as we have seen in each of the last 2 nights, when this team slugs, they generally win. When you keep them within the yard, offense is tougher to come by. The starting lineup for Dan Wilson and the Mariners: Cole Young leads off at second base. Randy Arozarena in left. Dominic Canzone jumps to the 3 spot now as the DH, so Julio Rodriguez will clean up in center field. Josh Naylor pictured on your screen. He's at first base. Cal Raleigh catching a 3rd straight game. Then Luke Raley, old friend of the organization, in right. Weston Wilson at 3rd, and Colt Emerson, the rookie, to round things out. This is a pivotal stretch for the Mariners, trying to keep their postseason dreams within reach. Obviously a lot of season left, but 2.5 games back at the final wild card spot. Sasaki's first pitch is a strike, and he begins the night with a slider. Strike 1, important for everybody, but it's a huge deal for Sasaki. The opponent's OPS, EK, it's about 450 points lower after he delivers strike 1. There's strike 2.
Yeah, no doubt. It puts a hitter on the defensive right out of the chute, because you're down 0-1. You're thinking, God, you got to be kidding me, especially when he rolls that slider over on the first pitch. But it just does. It changes the whole complexion as a hitter and how you approach things.
After a couple of shakes, he gets Young to bounce one to the middle of the diamond where Betts is waiting.
Left fielder, number 56, Randy Arozarena.
Be interesting to see what Roki does tonight. Last night, Eric Lauer was around the strike zone and was constantly getting chase. First night, there were probably too many strikes. I mean, this matchup should favor Roki all night long.
Ball went upstairs on Arozarena, who's 0 for 8 in the series. He did get a lot of those chases against the Mets his last time out, and a lot of whiffs, 21 to be exact. Arozarena statue for ball 2.
See, it'll be interesting. Does Seattle have the discipline this evening to just stand up there? Like, I'd stand up there. I wouldn't even offer at the splitter if I could. If I could do that, I'm not swinging at it. And that's what I'm teeing off on the fastball. If he can throw his splitter in the strike zone, God bless him, I got no chance. But I'm betting, if I'm on the opposing team, that you can't do that.
The slider again, 2-2.
So far, 2 sliders tonight where the hitter just took the pitch, landing them both for strikes.
There's a split. Rosarena able to stay disciplined, as he alluded to. The count now full. Fastball up to 101. Last two starts, four-seam fastball averaging 99.5 miles per hour. We'll try another 3-2. Loses him.
So a couple things. The first pitch was ball one, and you mentioned, Nelly, about how the difference in the at-bat, whether he's 1-0 or 0-1. And then also the second pitch, Rosarena, he just stood there. He statued it, like you said, taken all the way.
Now the guy who's been the best Mariner this year offensively, Dom Canzone, a wave and a miss at the forkball. First one of those we've seen tonight. 3 hits in this series for Canzone, all 3 of them extra base hits.
See, now that approach is not going to work tonight. Just not happening for you if you're Seattle. If you're offering at the splitter or forkball or any of that, Roki is going to eat you alive.
Spoils a split to see at least one more.
I mean, he spoiled it, but the pitch was 7 inches out of the zone. I mean, it's simple to say, but much more difficult to do in the box. Like,
yeah, from where we're sitting, we're like, yeah, why would you swing at that split?
Oh, trust me. Sitting up here for the last 20 years, I mean, this game is the easiest thing.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, I mean, it's been more than 20. But it's the easiest game in the world sitting up here. In that box, it's going a million miles a minute. A second.
Oh, Sasaki wants to challenge.
Pitchers call the ball. Catcher's challenge.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Just clips the corner.
Ball's overturned. Hitter is out.
One strikeout down, 6 more to get 7 to get you a free jumbo jack tomorrow to Jack in the Box in LA. Couldn't clearly hear Nick Lentz's microphone if he attributed the challenge to Sasaki or rushing. It sounded like he said catcher. Oh, the throw over to first bounces into the Mariner dugout. So Rosarena will saunter on down into scoring position.
Did we get who was the official challenger on that? Just out of curiosity, was it the?
They
was
said
it Rush? It was Rush.
Said rushing. So now the first pitch to Julio Rodriguez. Down the chute. You see the earplugs worn by Rodriguez, the Mariners center fielder who just suffered his first concussion, and given the sound system here at Dodger Stadium, just trying to combat anything that could trigger some of those symptoms. Rodriguez was asked about that today. He does not like talking about his health, but did acknowledge that it is something he is aware of night to night. Still 1-2. 20th pitch of the first inning from Roki. Rodriguez lifts it high in the air to left field. Kike has plenty of room. For the walk to Arozarena, stranded in the top of the first. Tommy Edman will lead off when we come back.
Yeah.
Dodgers starting lineup presented by your SoCal Helpful Honda dealers. It looks a lot different. No Shohei Ohtani to begin this rubber game. So Tommy Edman steps into the leadoff spot in front of Andy Pages and Freddie Freeman. Max Muncy will clean up in front of Mookie Betts at short. Kyle Tucker in right. Teoscar Hernandez has the DH duties because Kike Hernandez is playing left. Those two sandwiching Dalton Rushing. On the mound, the right-hander Brian Wu, an all-star in 2025 and the owner of one of the more odd splits in 2026. Those are his season numbers. Been much better on starts at home than away from T-Mobile Park. Look at that, EK. On the road, an ERA of 6.52.
Yeah, they talked to him a lot about it, and you know he doesn't have any answers. And what's ironic is they moved him up to start on the road this trip, which is kind of bizarre. But it's like, hey, you know what? We're just going to do? We're going to throw you out there, and we'll see how things go. Don't let him have time to think about it. He was one of the best pitchers in the league last year. I mean, he was somebody that you're looking at a number 1, number 2.
2 balls and 2 strikes for Edman. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud illustrates Wu's arsenal.
He loves that fastball, and you see he likes to elevate it, and then he'll throw, you know, the sinker and the sweeper to the right-handers, the slider, the changeup to the lefties.
Lost his last turn last Saturday in Arlington. 5 runs in 5 innings against the Rangers. It was a big series loss for Seattle. Payoff coming. Called strike 3, but Tommy's going to issue a challenge. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. I think Tommy can take first base. Yeah.
You guys are 2 for 2 tonight so far on the challenges.
Ball four.
Home plate umpire having initial difficulty establishing the zone.
Now Andy Pages digging in, looking to replicate what he did last night in the first inning.
Yeah, he throwing 2 fastballs that he was late on, and then they rolled the sweeper up there at 77 miles an hour. I got to believe Wu's going to go right after him here. 4-seamer at 98.
Andy 4 for 9 in the series. Last night, his first home run since July 10th. The slug has gone way down the last month and a half. Only 3 home runs in 41 games. Bounces off the glove of Raleigh, so Edman's going to take second. But Tommy was dancing before the pitch. That caught Cal's eyes behind the plate, and he was looking to throw before he had the baseball.
Yeah, you see, he was thinking that he was going to go down to first base and hit it right on the head, Nelly. He was throwing it before he even caught it. It looked like that thing just went right through his glove.
Pages serves it to right field. Raley plays it on a hop. Edman's got the stop sign at third, so Dodgers on the corners with no out in the first.
Nice job of hitting again off speed. It's off the plate. And so far, you know, the Mariners have been burned by throwing off speed to Pages. You know, the league has been burned this year by throwing off speed to Andy. But doing a nice job of going the other way, setting things up for Freddie. Brian Wu being reminded quickly that he is on the road.
And now he's got to deal with Freddie Freeman. Ball one inside. Freddie owns an 8-game hitting streak. Just absolutely on fire. 485. He's got the season average at 302. Fools him with the breaking ball down and in.
He's had some opportunities this series. Freddie has, you know, coming up with guys on, and you know, where he could drive the ball and really open things up and get those guys running around the bases, and it just hasn't happened for him yet.
1-2. First and third, nobody out. A 1-2 pitch to Freeman. Dives downstairs. Wu's 14th pitch, still in search of his first out. And he's got it. Went away from his fastball repertoire there to get Freddie.
Yeah, just frustrating for Freddie too. Come up there with a guy on third base and less than 2 outs. As a hitter, you're thinking, well, I got an RBI at the very least here. And for Freddie, it's even more commonplace, as great as he has been.
So now Max Muncy's turn. Breaking ball away. Muncy 2 for 8 in the first 2 games against Seattle. Homered in the series opener. His 4th home run out of the All-Star break. Ball 2.
Like I said earlier, against the left-handed hitters, Wu is going to stay predominantly 4-seamer, slider, change. Not going to see a sinker or sweeper much against those hitters.
Ooh, strike one called beneath the bottom of the zone.
So far early on, the strike zone has been bigger than the strike zone. Home plate umpire has been very favorable to the pitchers.
Muncy took a good cut at that. Tipped into the glove. 2-2. Home run on Tuesday. 130th for Muncy in this ballpark. Tied with you for the most in stadium history. Wu's 2-2. Muncy goes fishing at a curve in the dirt. Brian Wu hadn't been charted as throwing a curveball his entire career going into this All-Star break. Well, he's definitely mixed it in since. So it'll be up to Mookie Betts. Tommy Edman on third, Andy Pajes on first. Heavy breaking ball usage from Wu in this first inning. Now Betts gets the job done. All the way to the wall in left field. Edmonds in. Pajes being waved around. A 2-run double for Mookie. They kick things off on this Thursday.
Wu is feeling it with that slider, and that's not a pitch that he typically throws to right-handed hitters. It's more the sinker sweeper. Got that first swing and strike against Mookie on a slider. He said, you know what? I'm going to give it another shot. Not too smart. Mookie hits a double, drives in 2 runs. That's a big base hit. Big base hit just because of the way the inning started and the way it was trending.
And for Betts, we've been one of those stretches, EK, where we're talking about the expected numbers for Mookie instead of the actual. Ball 1 to Kyle Tucker. Cal Raleigh taps the helmet for a challenge. And he loses it.
Call is confirmed. Seattle has 1 challenge remaining.
2 teams been quick to the helmet taps early on.
Trying to use everything up by the 3rd or 4th inning, right?
Two balls, no strikes for Tucker. 1 for 7 this series. The season average at .237.
Cal could have used that challenge right there. That would have worked.
So Tucker in a good spot. He flies it to left, but routine Arozarena drifting toward the line. Inning over, but Mookie Betts delivering with 2 outs to give the Dodgers and Roki Sasaki a 2-0 lead.
Legendary trivia presented by Budweiser. You are now part of Dodgers history.
Stream MLB Network 24/7 and select out-of-market games every week. Plus live radio broadcasts of every game, Game Day 3D, Big Inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.MLB Plus to subscribe today. Don't forget that, MLB.com.
Dodgers scoring first. It's typically been a good omen for him. Mookie Betts with a 2-out, 2-run double. Sasaki starts the second with strike 1 to Josh Naylor. First baseman been swinging a good bat. 3 for 8 in this series. Has a 20-game on base streak, the longest of his career.
Well, the on base has been good, but the slug has been non-existent. And you know, when you're talking about Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez and Josh Naylor, they were supposed to provide some slug, and it hadn't been there.
Did have a double last night in the 9th inning. The Mariners tried to rally against Edwin Diaz in his return off the injured list, but he was able to get through it. Get the save on his bobblehead night. Sasaki sits down Naylor on 3 pitches.
Oh, Seattle continuing to do what they did last night, and that was swing of pitches way out of the zone. Sasaki working ahead and then putting them away with that splitter. I mean, not even close. The swing or the pitch over the strike zone.
Now Cal Raleigh, EK, don't say anything. Ball 1 low.
What, I can say something and it just happens?
Well, that's what happened on Tuesday, according to the internets.
Man, I never win the lottery. I never win it.
Yes.
Never.
Never happens for you. Going back to Roki's final start before the break, opponents against his new split, well, it's not new anymore, but this season he rolled it out. They're 2 for their last 28.
Right, but that's the point of it. It's the approach needs to be, I'm not swinging at the split, and if he can throw it for, you know, over the plate 3 times, then you know you tip your cap, because you're not going to hit it. You're not hitting it. So do yourself a favor and save yourself the effort of swinging it. But I get it. It's, you know, it's not that easy to go, oh, I'm not swinging at it, and then boom, what do? You swing at it.
Like that. Back-to-back Ks to start the second.
It's not a strike, though, right? So it's again, I mean, it's a strike because of the swing, but it's not in the zone.
Right fielder, number 20, Luke Raley.
So 3 Ks, 6 Mariners in for Sasaki. 4 strikeouts away from getting you a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow. After you buy a large drink, a Jack in the Box. Fastball tails away from Luke Raley.
Now this has got to be, Luke's got to be up there, and he's saying the only way I swing is if it's a fastball.
Takes a slider, and he's ahead 2-0. Dodger draft pick once upon a time, a decade ago. Gets a call off the outside corner. But Raley's exhibited the most patience we've seen from Mariners so far. 13 swings and 9 have been against the split. So they're not listening to your scouting report. That's a whiff on a fastball. 2-2.
I get it when you get 2 strikes on you. I mean, it's just difficult, right? But up until 2 strikes, I'm hunting 1 pitch fastball.
Bouncing ball to Edman. That's a tidy 1-2-3 inning. World Champion Dodgers Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealer. We invite you to test drive Lexus today. And by Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. saving you big with a $5.99 maxed out double stack spicy chicken sandwich. The new Spicy Chicken Max. Dodgers 2, Mariners nothing. Bottom of the order. And the DH tonight, Teoscar Hernandez. Shohei Ohtani on the bench to begin things.
That's what happens. You make an unbelievable defensive play and left, you climb in the wall, and you find yourself as a DH the next night. Tough league.
Jammed, and he pops it up. Dalton Rushing with a 3rd consecutive start at catcher, and he's got hits in 5 of his last 6 games.
Swinging a little bit, right? Hitting it hard too. Again, he's finding a groove. He was in a stretch where it just couldn't buy himself a hit. Doc's running him out there every night now. He's hot. Getting in a groove behind the plate. He's called some real nice ball. He called a great game last night.
And by far the biggest silver lining of Will Smith's injury, which obviously the Dodgers never wanted to see, especially one that's lasted this long. But the fact that Dalton Rushing has been able to get this type of run and be able to take his lumps and still get back out there the next day, not have to sit with them for a couple of days, perhaps.
Yeah, that's a great point. Nothing worse than, being a part-time guy. You couple that with being young, and you're not a part-time guy. You're an everyday catcher on a lot of ball clubs in the big leagues. Oh, but here you're playing behind an all-star, one of the best in the game. Tough to be a young position player in this organization, trying to thread your way through the minor leagues and then find an opportunity up here.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Rushing down, swinging, and brings up Kike.
Left fielder, number 8, Kike Hernandez.
Welcome back, Kike. Been a trying season for him on the injured list. Swings at the first pitch and bounces it to Josh Naylor. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Wu. But it's still 2-0 LA going to the third.
The first 40,000 fans on August 10th will receive a Max Muncy Game 7 home run bobblehead presented by AM/PM. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Eight, 9, and 1 for Seattle in the top of the third inning. Strike one from Roki. Gets ahead with the slider again.
He's done that 3 times this evening. Started the ball game off Cole Young. Also did it to Canzone as well.
One and two. Made mention of it earlier with Sasaki, how the Dodgers have seen his confidence grow during this year, especially the last 2 starts. Do well twice in the city of New York. It's Wilson. That's his 4th K and still not finished the first trip through the order.
If things continue like this, is going to be a big problem for this Seattle ball club, because that splitter he's landing for strikes. Again, you're not going to hit it if you swing at it, and then if you're not swinging at it and he's throwing it over the plate, not too good.
Last of the order, Cole Emerson takes a whiff on a fork ball. The Mariners are 0 for 6 with 3 punch outs on the split. But when Sasaki was having his struggles last month, talking to the Dodgers coaching staff, it wasn't, hey, his lower half is getting too active, or working on his mechanics, or the front side's flying open. It was simply he's not pitching aggressively enough. So the fact that the Dodgers are at that stage in his development, EK, where they feel that it's a simple mental switch for Sasaki to flip, I think that illustrates how far he's come. It's like, hey, don't pitch trying not to fail. Just go after them.
I mean, it's easy to recognize and easy to say, but when you're the individual that is being told that, you know, the response is, well, what do you think I'm trying to do? Like, that's what I'm trying to do. You know, if I could just go out there and say, hey, yeah, I'm confident and it's going to go over the plate and I'm going to challenge guys, like, well, yeah, that's, you know, that's a no blank comment, right? And to go out there and to execute that and to do it, it's like you get back into that, well, if I have some success, yeah, then I am going to feel that way. But like, just because you tell me I'm good, like, you know, I got to validate that through having success on the mound.
We definitely had a bunch. First trip through the order, 5 strikeouts, no hits.
$18 swings so far this evening for the Mariners, 9 misses. Would you believe 19 swings, 10 misses?
I would.
You want to give me credit for that? Like I
Yes.
said that, and then he did a swing and miss.
That's all you, Carlos.
Give me the Cal Raleigh thing. Like I can.
3 balls and a strike to Cole Young. 2-0 Dodgers. Mookie Betts with a 2-run double in the first inning. Full count. Another payoff. Another foul ball. 20 pitches in the first, 12 in the second. To 15 here in the third.
It just tells you the kind of stuff that Roki has tonight. Those last 2 pitches were both well out of the zone. Would have led to a walk, but Cole Young thinking that they're strikes.
The 8th pitch. Do it again. Still full, number 9. That's a base hit for Young. Well earned. A 2-out single to continue the third.
A nice at bat by Cole Young. I almost feel like he was in automatic swing mode.
Number 56.
Just with him going after the last couple of pitches, and then this one just got a huge part of the plate. Like I said, because I think he was automatic swing. Put the bat on the ball there and got himself a base hit. 108 off the bat. I mean, for me, Arozarena had probably the I don't want to say the most controlled at bat the first time through. I mean, he had a plan. He automatic take. He worked to 2-0. He was up there. He was calm. He ended up drawing a walk. But there wasn't any expanding the zone, just swinging wildly.
Strike called. 1-1. Nothing any hitter can do with the pitch there. Fly to center. In comes Pages. No problems for Andy. So Roki strands the 2-out single.
Welcome back to Uniqlo Field at Dodger Stadium as Tommy Edman makes his way into the batter's box. It's a key note to remind ourselves that he is stepping in, batting leadoff for Shohei Ohtani, who's not in the lineup tonight. This series, he's been excellent. He's 5 for 7 with a home run, but unfortunately, that knee inflammation he's been dealing with, that's been keeping him off the mound. He felt a slight discomfort yesterday, was with the training staff, and Dave Roberts and the group decided that today would be a good day to give him an off day, but they're hopeful he should be back out there tomorrow, guys.
Hope so as well, Kirsten. Thank you. As Edman pops out the first pitch of the third inning. Well, Brian Wooey needed 24 pitches to get through the first, but he's got the last 4 outs on 9 pitches total.
I mean, he's really been great tonight outside of the 0-1 pitch he threw to Mookie Betts. He tried to go back-to-back sliders, and Mookie wasn't having any of it. Smoked the ball in the gap, drove in 2 runs. But other than that, the Dodgers just, they haven't barreled up a ball.
And he doesn't like the call, but he's going to live with it. 0-1.
It got just a little bit of it, but it's a good non-challenge. It's, again. So like you see, like to see growth and understanding. And
but to your earlier point, Nick Lentz's zone has got space all over the place.
Yeah, it's
not that far in. 1-1. And he singled and scored his first time up. The Dodgers at first and third, nobody out. Back-to-back Ks. Wondering, hey, are they going to squander this? But Brian Wooey's surrendered the highest opponent's batting average with runners in scoring position, and Mookie Betts came through.
So you see Wu going after him there with that fastball. Again, you got to stay there. Andy obviously hoping for some sort of off speed. Did a nice job of singling in his last at bat in an off speed pitch.
They go to the breaking ball. All 3 of his strikeouts have come on breakers tonight, but it's something you've talked about at length tonight. When Joe discussed it last night, you know, Andy Pages, if he beats you on a heater, you tip.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another 1-2. Pages fouls it away. That was the hard stuff at 97.
And see, for Andy, that just buys you another pitch, and you hope that Wu thinks, all right, I can't throw him another fastball, and I'm going to go to a sweeper or a slider. And I've seen Andy have success with those.
Pages now 5 for 10 in this 3-game series. A great start to the homestand for him. Got the count even, 2-2. 40th pitch of the game from Wu. Now the count full.
Great take by Andy right there.
Eighth pitch and the payoff to Pages. Base hit up the gut. Nicely done for Pages.
Yeah, really a nice at bat. Fouled off some pitches. You know, earned him another opportunity. And then he gets to a 3-2 count. And he's sitting all over fastball. Gets a big part of the plate. Again, what we've seen the last 2 evenings with Andy, it's the quality of the at bat, the way he's worked counts, the way he's put himself in position to hit.
Freddie lines one off the glove of Naylor. It redirects right to Young. And that's out number 2. Pages gets to second base.
I mean, the ball came off the bat at 91 miles an hour. It doesn't constitute a hard hit ball. But I think that's just kind of the depth perception kind of messed Naylor up. Wasn't able to grab it cleanly.
So scored 4-3 in that second out of the 3rd inning. Dodgers looking to extend the early 2-0 lead. Max Muncy trying to get back at Wu. Struck him out in the first on a curveball. Nope. Not a fun foul ball for Max.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Need to be wearing some catcher shin guards for that. That's the only way you're going to protect, you know, the knee or the high shin. I mean, you know, you see that a lot more often these days than you used to see. And that's just all bone.
Wu's 1-1 pitch, up and away. Power against power. Wu against Muncy. Here comes the 2-1. He challenged him with a fastball at the top of the zone. Strike 2. Two pitch. Wu finished 5th in Cy Young Award voting last year in the American League. He's been able to follow it up in 2026, but still a ton of talent in that arm. Delivers another 2-2 and misses in to fill the count for Max.
So he went 3-2 fastball to Pages. You got a left-handed hitter here. I think you might be going to see more of a slider change. May even go back to that curveball. Saying change.
Oh, just went heater.
Wow.
Muncy strikes out for the second time. Pages left on base, but the Dodgers still lead.
Celebrate Salvadoran heritage on August 11th. Purchase a special ticket pack. Receive an exclusive Salvadoran Heritage Night jersey. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
The gorgeous night here at Blue Heaven. The Dodgers on top of the Mariners, trying to win a 4th consecutive series after the All-Star break. Sasaki facing Dom Canzone to kick off the 4th inning. Canzone was the first K of the game. Sasaki now up to 5 in his first 3 innings. Against the Yankees, Rocky's 4-seam fastball averaged 100.1, and against the Mets at 98.6 tonight. So far, he's basically split the difference. 99 and change. Dials it up to 100 here to get strike 2 on Canzone. That's 3. Finishes him off with the splitter.
Sasaki, that splitter has just been basically, I mean, it's been unhittable, but he's also had control with it. He's been painting it on the edges. Makes it that much more diabolical.
Ooh, that's a great one.
I was thinking of old Batman and Robin, Adam West, way back when. You see the word like diabolical.
Diabolical.
I don't even know how my brain was there.
UCLA, come on now.
Fair.
Yep. Pulling a strike on Rodriguez, who flew out to left field. It's the last out of the first inning.
Got a little homage right there. Dieter Rule on the Oregon just did a little Batman. Yeah. I like that.
Here's a word from Cerritos Auto Square.
A car is not a sweater. Drive it before you buy it. Cerritos Auto Square. 24 dealerships, 1 square.
Number 12, Josh Naylor.
Pitch 60 of the night for Sasaki, and Naylor flies it to right field. Tucker's got a read on it. Seattle down in order in the 4th. No change in the score. 2-zip. Dodgers on top. Turn on the Performance Spotlight. It's sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. The only scoring we've seen so far tonight came in the first inning, thanks to Mookie Betts.
Yeah, nice at bat by Mookie. Down 0-1, gets a slider, and been the scoring of the evening.
And he leads off the bottom of the 4th. First pitch from Wu. Bounce foul. And another thing that adds to the first inning AB for Betts is that he clearly saw that Brian Wu was throwing all of his teammates in front of him more breaking balls than perhaps they were expecting, because of course Wu is a big fastball guy, a 4-seamer in the sinker. And so to kind of make that adjustment in the box and get to the slider, which who had struck out Freddie. Does that add to it in your eyes?
Well, if that's what happened, yes. But sometimes we sit up here and it's just like, you know, and you're in the box, you're like, man, I just got lucky. I swung and I hit that thing. But after the game, they'll say, hey, so, you know, what were you thinking? Were you setting them up for the, and you're like, I'm going to go with it. Yeah, I was being real cerebral up there. I knew that they had done this, that, and whatever. Like sometimes it's just as simple as, man, I saw the ball, I swung, and man, that thing took off.
Fouls it back. You know, Mookie, though, one of the things you love most about him is that Kirsten could be doing the hero interview on the field after the game, and she'd be like, you know, Mookie, like, what happened? What clicked for you tonight? And Betts will be like, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you.
He's not lying, dude. Like, that's 90%. Like, it's like these guys I talk to that, you know, used to play or, you know, well, yeah, I remember back in '74, I was up in this, and it was, you know, July 13th. He started me out with a curveball, and then he went slider, slider. I was sitting on that curveball again. I hit it out. I'm like, dude, come on, save that. Tell that to somebody else, but no, I don't want to hear that.
Fly ball to left field, trotting back a Rosarena. One gone in the fourth. They're not hooked up to the polygraph.
Right when you tell this. Dude, I barely remember 2 weeks ago. And they're going to give me an at-bat in 1992 or something. Come on.
Kyle Tucker 0 for 1. And 1 for 8. In the series, takes a strike. For whatever reason, has not been able to produce much here at home. I mean, such a great weekend at Citi Field, of course, homering in back-to-back games for Tucker, but even the quality of contact, some of the outs going the other way with authority. Thinking, okay, now you go.
Yeah, I saw a graphic this morning watching MLB Network, and it was Kyle Tucker, his slug this year at home coming into the night, 303.
That's,
I mean, so that's what we see, you know, as fans, and we're here every, you know, so that's, I mean, that's what we're getting. You know, we're not on the roadway, we're not seeing what he's doing. We're just, you know, man, it's just been a struggle here. So then that just, it, you know, it's not going to garner a lot of support.
no, it just it magnifies everything,
Yeah.
because this is what you see in person.
Yep.
Full count. Who's payoff? Ball 4. As Tucker takes first base with the walk, listen to this from Morongo.
Laugh it up with Chico Bean. Live August 8th. Morongo.
Number 37. Teo.
So Tucker aboard for Teo. And then has popped out his first time up. Tucker running for second. Ball 1 outside. Raleigh's throw is late. So Tucker remains perfect on the bases, 7 for 7.
Not a bad pitch to throw, but you mentioned Tucker does a nice job, gets a good jump, goes to the outer part of the bag.
So he's in position to score. strike at the knees to even things on Hernandez. Oh, now Kike's back. Got to specify the brothers Hernandez reunited in the starting lineup. On a 2-1, Hernandez tomahawks it to third. Wilson doesn't get it in time. The hustle from Teo to reach on an infield hit.
Wilson comes in, but really an extra step once he has the ball. And so far we look at last night, and that right there just hasn't been crisp down at third base.
So a couple on for Dalton Rushing. Still only one out in the fourth. 2-0 LA. There's the number we alluded to earlier. Opponents hitting .385 with runners in scoring position against Wu this year. And Rushing absolutely tees off into the Mariner bullpen. Now a dozen for Dalton, and the Dodgers lead it 5-0. Kike tried to follow suit on strike one.
Rushing gets a slider down and in, and he does not miss. Really starting to enjoy this playing every day and not getting a day off here and there. Into a bit of a groove here.
Nice. 9 hits his last 7 games. 4 of those hits extra bases, a couple of homers, and he's driven in 6.
It'll be interesting to see what happens this weekend, right? That Boston scheduled for some left-handers. 3.
The third straight start behind the dish for Rushing.
Yep.
First time he's had 3 straight starts since the beginning of the month. Second through the fourth against the Padres. Kike tips it in the glove, strike 3. That's out number 2 in this 4th inning.
Well, this is a slider, and it just goes right down and in. Yeah, we know that that's a sweet spot, but Rush just absolutely clobbers this thing. 105 off the bat. He's in a groove right now. You know, everything up at the plate is happening slow for him. Seeing the ball, explosive swings. And this is when you want to be playing every single day.
And so the road woes for Wu continue.
Well, and how about this? Wu has yet to win a ball game this year in which he's given up a home run.
Yeah, 9 starts in Seattle, undefeated, 6-0, an ERA that sparkles, 2.20. This is his 12th start on the road, and he's been blowing a lot of raspberries like that. Searching for answers, he really hasn't been able to find them. Edman fouls away strike 2. I mean, last month, this was last month when he talked about it. He said, I'm getting pretty tired of trying to come up with reasons or excuses or superlatives. I'm tired of stinking.
So one of the things, though, that I read is the road, he has not been able to establish his secondary pitches. It just hasn't worked for him. Tonight, the slider, Mookie Betts hit, 2-run double, the home run rushing, a slider. That continues to hold true. Also, you know, for the season, the slider has not been a pitch that he's really relied on 15% of the time coming into tonight. Those 26% this evening, 3 for 6, 2 extra base hits. Dalton rushing, putting the Dodgers ahead 5-0, 3-run shot. Sasaki and how he's doing it tonight. It's been that splitter. You take a look at where the location is. That's been electric. Arm side down and away. There hasn't been any misses over the big part of the plate. Splitter nasty, location even nastier.
0 for 8 with 4 strikeouts. He's got 11 strikeouts on the split since the All-Star break. Opponent's 1 for 24. It has turned into his top weapon in a blink. Dalton Rushing turned one around in a blink, so 5-0 now. The Dodgers in front, kicking off the 5th. It'll be Raleigh, and Wilson for Seattle. Got him. Triple digits atop the zone, and now 7 Ks for Sasaki.
Well, he's been so good with that arm side down splitter, and this one just up, fastball elevated 100 miles an hour. Nothing you can do with that.
3 Jumbo Jacks for you tomorrow. You purchase a large drink at a Jack in the Box in LA.
I mean, up to this point, this is clearly the best use of the splitter, both in effectiveness and ability to locate, that I think I've ever seen. I mean, look at that. He's got his release point down. He's got his body control, where he is just repeating that pitch over and over. And very rarely do you see that from any pitcher.
Fly ball left field. Kike camped out. 2 away.
And the fact that you usually see guys do that with a fastball or something, but this is a splitter, which is a tough pitch to control. You're looking for movement, and you're hoping the hitter just kind of goes after it. But he's been locating that pitch all evening.
That reaction after that last pitch indicating he wasn't thrilled with that. Perhaps got away with one. Strike 1 on Weston Wilson.
Well, that's kind of an indication of how good he feels about himself, that he's like, oh wait, I got a fly ball to the left. Like a month ago we would have been like, yeah, that's a sweet pitch.
Oh, and Wilson just fillets one into right field, and Freddie did his best to try and corral it, could not. So a 2-out blooper for Seattle.
I mean, Freddie jumps, and then while he's jumping, it almost looks like he's extending himself as well. Almost came down with it.
Fastball tails low and away against Colt Emerson. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Tapped right back to Roki. He'll run over, get his steps in, and win the foot race against Emerson, who turned on the Jets at the last moment. World Champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA, and it's brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy.
And he had a great at-bat his last time up. You see him working the first 2 pitches, sinkers. He finds himself in a 1-1 count, then down 1-2. Fouling off some pitches, some tough ones at that. Lays off a few and then gets himself into a 3-2 count, sitting on that sinker. Locks him up, goes right up the middle, base hit.
Strike 1 from Wu. Bottom of the 5th. Pages, Freeman, and Muncy on the docket for the Dodgers, leading the Mariners 5-0. Oh, 2.
Find himself behind 1-2 in the last at bat. Like we just showed you, fouled off some tough pitches, and then he allowed Wu to throw some out of the zone. Got himself into that favorable count, I say 3-2. Gonna have to battle to get himself into a favorable count here.
Just missed upstairs. Ball and 2 strikes. Mariners have only 1 challenge left. Dodgers with both still in their back pocket. Brian Wu pitching on quote-unquote regular rest, 4 days since his last term, but it's not regular for the Mariners, who, like the Dodgers, have been utilizing the 6-man rotation throughout the year. But the Mariners opted to push Bryce Miller back to give him an extra day. Pages grounds it to Wilson. Makes the play.
See, Wu's had 2 tough innings as far as pitch count, that first and that 4th inning. 24 and 27 respectively.
Freddie Freeman for a 3rd time. He's 0 for 2. First pitch changeup for a strike.
That sinker just so tough for the left-hander. I think it's going to be in off the plate. You kind of give up on it. He's had good run with it tonight. Wu has.
1-2 coming. And Freddie strikes out on a high fastball. And Wu up to 7 Ks as well.
We talked about at the top of the show, he likes to elevate that hard stuff, and You mix that in there, the sinker and then the four-seamer to put Freddie away.
Well, Freeman struck out twice. Max Muncy with 2 punch-outs as well. Strike on the edge. Muncy on the cusp of Dodger Stadium history. Most home runs hit in this ballpark. Said today, thinking back to 2018, debuted with the Dodgers. No chance, and you know what, and he thought this was remotely possible for him.
I mean, just really a credit to his persistence, his belief in himself. You know, and he's had some injuries along the way that, you know, he's had to overcome, and it's, you know, we're not talking about like a pulled hammy or anything.
Woo's 1-2 pitch, down and in.
You know, I think too, you know, and it's well talked about around here, you know, what he's done selflessly for this ball club, whether it's playing second, playing first, moving over to third.
The contracts he has signed.
Taking less, and you know, and it works both ways, right? As far as, you know, this is the place that gave him the opportunity, allowed him to grow.
Full count.
And yeah, sometimes you might want to chase the money, but the whole experience is not worth the money or the extra money.
Dave Roberts said today, if you took a poll in the Dodgers organization, Max Muncy might win the most valuable Dodger. He's down swinging, and he strikes out for a third time. Back-to-back Ks to get Woo through a 1-2-3 fifth. Dodgers still ahead by a handful.
Dodger fans, it's time to play the Dodgers.
The first 40,000 fans tomorrow will take home an exclusive Kyle Tucker bobblehead presented by Security Benefit. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotion.
Dodgers 5, Mariners nothing. Seattle's offense the last couple of games has basically just been Cole Young leading off the 6th. And he's 3 for 5. Everybody else 4 for 43.
When you go back to Tuesday, he scored 7 runs on 10 hits. 5 of those were home runs, and since then it's only 2 runs on 7 hits. They have not hit a home run. They've had 3 total extra base hits since those 5 home runs on Tuesday. Oof.
That's a bullet into right center field. Paez slides to cut it off, and he overslides. It goes all the way to the wall. And so that's going to allow Young to get all the way to third base. Paez trying to keep Cole on first. Instead, the opposite happened.
Left fielder, Randy
I mean, first his ball almost smokes the umpire at second base, and then see Andy, it's almost like he's on one of those things, those slip and slides back in the day, and just took off on that grass. Overslid the ball.
And there's another gapper off the bat of Rosarena. That's going to spoil the shutout. All the way to the wall. Rosarena can cruise into second with an RBI double standing.
Rosarena has seen the ball well off at Sasaki tonight. He walked his first time, then he hits that ball. Still going back to that Cole Young.
Scored at a triple.
Yeah, not sure about that.
But back-to-back hits on the slider from Roki. Now the lead down to 4.
And here's that ball that was hitting the alley. Andy getting over there, and it's, yeah, I mean, maybe a double. Certainly not a triple. Yeah.
It was actually the first time in the last 2 games that the Mariners have put the leadoff man on. We're going to say that something that the Dodgers have done excellently the last 2 nights, getting out number 1 in an inning and then a shutdown inning after the Dodgers score a run.
Yeah, the pitching has really been good. You know, last night exceptional. Bullpen a little shaky at the end, but they have not allowed Seattle at all basically to breathe since that first night.
Sasaki's fallen behind 3-0 to Canzone. It's a 4-pitch walk, so things unraveling here in the 6th, and so now you see if the Dodger pen starts to scurry. A quick word from Nissan.
This Dodgers broadcast is sponsored in part by your Southern California Nissan dealers.
Center fielder Julio Rodriguez.
So far this evening, Julio with 2 fly ball outs. See Jack Dreyer down there.
Right to Muncy, a broken bat line out. Get Sasaki the first in the 6th.
Yeah, you mentioned broken bat, 82 miles an hour off the bat.
Ooh.
Almost looked like it went through the webbing, right?
Yeah.
First baseman Josh Naylor.
Take a look at where that was, right? Thank goodness it was hit 82 miles an hour. That thing is 100 or something. That's breaking some leather.
Naylor swings at the first pitch, taps it foul. So Sasaki, the pitch count is fine. You look at that, you're like, all right, 83 pitches, 1 out in the 6th inning. But we have seen him lose a little bit of stamina, lose some steam in this frame before. In the 6th inning or later this season, Sasaki's ERA at 5.87. Mariners with 1 run across already, 2 on and 1 out. Oh, 2.
Got Naylor in a great spot right now, and this is where you can expand the zone. Throw that splitter arm side. You've been so good down, or you go with that fastball away off the plate.
Naylor shoots it away, goes to the opposite field on a fastball, and the Mariners have the bases loaded. The tying run coming to the plate with Cal Raleigh.
Went away with that fastball, didn't get it far enough off the plate. Kike actually made a nice play in left field. That ball was hit pretty hard. Kike coming in and ball kind of skidding on the grass.
Mark Pryor's going to have a chat with a couple of different purposes. One, to give Roki a little bit of a breather, and then also give Jack Dreyer an extra moment.
Well, he's got Cal both times swinging. As we saw the other night, and we remember from last year, this guy has as much power as anybody. Mariners tonight are 0 for 11 against the splitter with 4 strikeouts. Everything else 5 for 10. A couple of extra base hits. I think you just got to start splitter here. First 2 pitches for me are a splitter.
Rosarena, Canzone, and Naylor around the bases. 5-1, the Dodgers lead. That lead kind of hanging in the balance here in the top of the 6th. Ball one upstairs. Starts him off with a fastball at 99. Ball two with the split. Raleigh, the runner-up for MVP in the American League last year, has fallen off at 2026, but you still respect the power that he's got in that bat. 3-0.
That's a right pitch right there, the splitter. I mean, 100%. Obviously, you'd like to execute, but if you're Raleigh right now, I'm all over a fastball here.
Took one at the knees.
If I'm Sasaki, I'm going to go with the splitter. I've been so good with it tonight. And you know what? If I walk him, I walk him. Big deal. I just don't want it to be a tie ball game on a fastball here.
On a 3-1, Raleigh takes outside, ball 4. A walk to bring in a run. And that's going to be all for Sasaki. Once again, just ran out of gas in the 6th inning.
Yeah, a lot of positives tonight for Roki. You know, and you mentioned just kind of running out of gas, and Cole Young starting things off with that triple, but Roki getting a nice hand and really continuing to throw well after the All-Star break.
Mariners working on a big inning. It's now 5-2 Dodgers. Bases loaded, 1 out. The Dodgers call to the bullpen. It's brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. Jack Dreyer inherits them loaded. He's going to try and leave them loaded in his 44th appearance of the year.
Hey, take a look at those numbers. 6 home runs allowed. Now you just go, okay, but opponent's average 206. Got some work to do right now.
As the pinch hitter Rob Refsnyder batting, stepping in for Luke Raley. First pitch, grounded foul. Refsnyder came off the injured list for the series opener. He was with an injured right knee. Homered and doubled on Tuesday. Last night was 0 for 3. Good curve from Dreyer. There's that home run from Refsnyder, one of 5 Mariner long balls in the game. That was a weird one, that game. On 0-2. Dreyer gets him.
Jack certainly made that look easy, right? 1, 2, 3, and that was it. You know, the other night he came in, he threw an inning, he had 2 strikeouts. Yeah, Roki loving that, of course, right?
1 more out to go. Dreyer has been phenomenal here at home. Weston Wilson grounds the first pitch to Betts. The throw is high and wide, but Freddie Freeman saves him. And so Seattle leaves them loaded. The Dodgers stay ahead 5-2 thanks to number 5. This is back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA, and it's brought to you by Amazon. Spend this on your kids for back to school. Mariners cut into the Dodger lead 5-2 beginning the bottom of the 6th, but that play by Freddie Freeman. EK, take us through it.
Yeah, so nice. First you have to catch the ball, right? So you're coming off the bag, you catch the ball, and then you're trying to make that sweeping tag as the runner's coming down the line. does a nice job of not having a rigid left arm. Goes with it, kind of rolls. I mean, everything is textbook. And it's much like the other night. Picked a runner off of first base. He closed the gap, created an angle. It's one thing to know how to do it. It's another thing to actually do it. And Freddie's one of the best.
Half-hearted wave and a miss for Betts. 2 strikes out of the pen for Alex Hoppe, who pitched last night. A clean frame, struck out 2 during 14 pitches and 11 strikes.
Yeah, live arm, nasty slider, fastball around triple digits.
But he saw his numbers. It's been a weird year. Better than a strikeout per inning, but also a lot of hits and a lot of runs. Betts supplied the first 2 runs with the double in the first inning. Popped in the air, foul territory. Naylor next to the net. No play. So the final line for Roki Sasaki, by the way, 5 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, 7 Ks, 90 pitches, and 61 in the strike zone.
I thought he did a nice job, right? And really great command of that splitter for most of the ball game.
Oh, that's a challenge for Betts, and he's going to win it. You don't even need to show it on Dodger.
Pitcher called it strike. The hitter is challenging.
Again, even with all the challenges,
count is 3-2.
that strike zone has not got tightened up.
No. The Dodgers 3 for 3 tonight with challenges, so they maintain 2. The payoff. Foul back. So because the screws have not been tightened by Nick Lenz, now the hitters have to have more coverage. See Mark Pryor going through the outing in the night with Sasaki.
I mean, Sasaki, since the All-Star game, a 1.5 ERA. Opponents average 200. 21 strikeouts to 6 walks. I mean, really, for me, it was that splitter tonight, and the ability to land it for strikes, and not just over the plate, but in a nasty low arm side spot.
Took 9 pitches, but Hoppe punches the ticket of Betts.
Mookie just not expecting that. He just couldn't pull the trigger. That was a pitch to hit.
Strike 1 to Kyle Tucker. Walked and scored his last time up. Also stole a base. In the last 3 years, Kyle Tucker is 43 for 46 in stolen base attempts.
Hoppe had Betts down 0-2. Ended up going to a 9-pitch at bat.
Strike 3.
Yeah, not going to waste time here.
Oh, down on 3 pitches. That's 4 strikeouts in a row between Brian Wu and Alex Hoppe.
Great location, triple digits. Not much Kyle can do there.
The Dodgers have already registered 10 Ks tonight. 2 outs in the 6th, 5-2 LA. Teoscar Hernandez will try and snap the streak. That's low. 2-1. Teo 1 for 2, popped out in the second, then in the fourth, hustled out an infield hit. Came around to score and Rushing's homer, which is the difference in the ball game.
Yeah, Wu did not throw that bad. It was like you mentioned, just 2 pitches and both sliders that Mookie got a hold of on a 0-1, and then Dalton, no doubt, slider down and in and went a long way. 3-run shot.
And Hernandez get on for him again. In the air, right center field. Tail drops the bat. Did he get enough? It's gone. Teo gets a run right back with his 9th of the year. Make it 6-2 Dodgers.
Pretty impressive by Teo. That's a 98-mile-an-hour fastball out of the zone and up, and he gets on top of that thing. He knows he got it. But just the ability to get to that pitch, because again, 98 out of the zone, high.
First home run since the 3rd of July for Teoscar Hernandez. 2 strikes on Dalton Rushing. Hoppy's 0-2. Sales upstairs.
This was Rush earlier. He gets that slider down and in, and he said absolutely massacres that ball. Dodgers 5 through 8 hitters tonight are carrying the ball club. 4 hits, a couple of home runs, 6 RBIs.
Two and two. Rushing has it even. It's the contrast to last night's game where it was the top 3 for the Dodgers.
Yep.
Did the heavy lifting. Rushing talking to himself after that last foul ball. Oh, full count. Rushing was down 0-2 after the first 2 pitches. This one's going to be pitch number 8. Hoppy's payoff. Got him. 3 strikeouts for Hoppy, but 1 big swing from Teoscar Hernandez. Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaii starts here. 6-2 Dodgers thanks to a couple of home runs. Dalton Rushing and a 3-run shot earlier, and Teoscar Hernandez with a solo blast in the last half inning. Jack Dreyer remains in the game, got 2 big outs in the top of the 6th with the bases loaded. With Seattle starting the 7th with a couple of left-handed hitters, he's still on the bump. It's a ground ball to Betts. This throw gets to Freddie for the first out.
Second base to number 2, Cole Young.
Cole Young's having a big series. He's 5 for 10, tripled and scored his last time up. Takes 95 from Dreyer for a strike. His first full season. Debuted at the end of May last year. On the ground, Muncy has trouble with it, recovers and makes the play. Perfectly positioned, and he's checking that glove, which saw earlier.
Well, that ball was smoked. It just got on him so quick. It hits him in the palm. He just kind of smothers it because it was hit so hard. 104 off the bat. Really, it's, hey, looking at it, because that got all palm. That did not feel good.
Great outing for Jack Dreyer out of the pen. Gets the first 2 outs of the 7th. We'll be back after this. First appearance for Edgardo Enriquez.
You take a look at those overall numbers. Only 1 home run allowed, average 169 against. But his last few outings, they just haven't been clean. You know, he's looking for something where he can just face some guys and put them away. Doc giving him basically a clean inning as far as nobody on, nobody out. I mean, 1 out, but nobody on. 2 outs. Looking for 3.
Rosarena pulled the hands in. Drops a base hit into center field. And 6 runs allowed by Enriquez over his last 5 appearances, going back to the 10th of July.
Designated hitter number 8, Dominic.
Yeah, doesn't get that in far enough. He didn't give up a hit in his last outing, but was charged with 2 earnings. Hit a batter, walked a guy. They said just has not been sharp.
Curve slips out of his hands to Dom Canzone. 6-2 Dodgers, top of the 7th. After 4 big outs from Jack Dreyer, Enriquez looking for one of his own. Ball 2. Dodgers are hoping that he would get the right-handed hitter in a Rosarena, because lefties have produced at a much higher clip against Enriquez. OPS nearly 400 points higher.
It's a tough pitch right there for lefties to hit that sinker that's running away. Clock that thing at 101.
Two and two.
That's a pitch that can hurt him a little bit, right? That's that 4-seamer, and he threw it on the inner part of the plate. That sinker at least to lefties. Again, running away, you force the left-handers to beat you to the left field side.
Yeah, bounces away from rushing, so a Rosarena to scoring position. Three-two coming to Canzone. At least one more coming.
Canzone doing a nice job of staying alive. Waiting to see that sinker again. He throwing it 101 the outside part of the plate. It's the third pitch of the at bat, but has not gone back since.
On the 8th pitch, Enriquez walks him.
Just yanked that one right there. That was a sinker. So Doc trying to get Enriquez just some confidence, right? Bring him in, face Rosarena, nobody on, and now he's found himself in a bit of a jam here.
Last 4 2/3 innings for Edgardo. 5 hits and 6 walks, along with a hit batter. Are 7 Ks, but a lot of base runners. 2 on, 2 out. Dodgers leading by 4 in the 7th. Julio Rodriguez fouls away a strike. Rodriguez 0 for 3 tonight, 3 for 10 in the series. I beg your pardon, 2 for 11, not 3 for 10 for Julio. Strike 2 from Enriquez.
Wait, what did you say? Man, if you foreshadowed something, that's on you. Not going to acknowledge that?
No, honestly, I'm trying to think of the numbers that I said, because the first
you said he's 3 for 11, but he's really 2 for 10.
Oh no! Hey, you haven't won the lottery yet.
I'm just saying. Whoa. It's a curveball that got away, but you know Julio thinking anything near his head.
Right.
After the concussion protocol.
Deuce Wild, 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chop to third, but foul.
Seattle tonight 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Been a struggle for him all year.
Enriquez find the last strike of the inning. Not yet.
Julio certainly not making it easy. Coming up on the 8th pitch of the at bat.
It's after Canzone walked on the 8th pitch. Ball 3, and that'll fill things up. Here's the 3-2. Ground ball to Muncy. Inning over. Wasn't pretty, but it was clean. 6-2. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. The 90 minutes from wherever you are. Morongo and good times. The home side of the stretch. Kike Hernandez kicks things off. Quote unquote strike one.
Holding true to that strike zone tonight.
Yeah,
there's no adjustment being made at all.
Kike's been retired twice tonight. Mariners did something that nobody else could do in Hernandez's first 4 ABs of the season. He's 4 for 4 with 3 extra base hits, including a homer for an oblique injury. Sent him back to the injured list. Grounds it to Emerson. Low throw, but picked by Naylor. Back to the top of the order, Tommy Edman there in place of Shohei Ohtani, getting an off night on this Thursday. Flipped into shallow left. 2 away.
Center fielder, number 44, A.D. Paez.
Paez 2 for 3, a couple base hits and a run.
Oh, he's going to challenge. He challenged that. Yeah.
Pitcher throw the ball. Pitcher is challenging.
It has not been Nick Wentz's favorite night.
Calling balls, strikes, and
Calls
strikes,
overturned.
balls.
Counts 1.
I
mean, you know what though? It's as a hitter, there are times where you're just not seeing the ball. So like, why would it be any different on some evenings for umpires? I mean, I got to believe there's times when guys are back there and it's just not picking up the ball well.
No question. There's a 0% chance you would have said this during your playing days. Am I wrong?
Well, I wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah.
John McSherry, famous umpire. We were in Wrigley Field, and there was a pitch that
wasn't close.
Yeah, it wasn't close, and I'm getting all over him, and he just walked around the front, bent over, he's dusting out the plate, and he's going, "EK, I'm doing the best I can." And I couldn't say anything after that. Like I was like, I felt bad. I was like, hey, well, maybe it was a strike. My bad. It's. So yeah, I didn't like it, but the kicker was when somebody would tell you, back then it's like, oh no, that got a big part of the plate. It's like you go up, you go into the video room, and it got none of the plate.
Right. 3 balls and a strike for Andy. 2 outs, bases empty in the 7th. Now the kicker, folks, to the story that EK just shared earlier this year. I came in the booth. I think I was complaining about traffic, something everybody can identify with, and one particular bad driver. And EK tells me, Nelly, guy was doing the best he could.
Fair.
Ground ball to short. 1-hop throw and a 1-2-3-7. Going to the 8th, the Dodgers ahead by 4. Six-2 Dodgers in the 8th. Dalton rushing. Absolutely unloaded a 3-run homer in the 4th, and then in the 6th, Teoscar Hernandez with some opposite field pop to right center. Those two providing the difference so far. The Dodgers need 6 more outs to win the series.
Tanner Scott having a great season last night. A bit of a hiccup, gave up a few hits, 1 run, but just it has really been outstanding this year. Better, I think, better than he was in San Diego. I mean, he went on a stretch where he just pounding the zone with strikes, doing everything you wanted to see from him.
That's called ball 2. Should it have been? That's a different. That's a different question.
Right?
There's a swing and a miss, 2-1. So Naylor, Raleigh, and Refsnyder coming up against Scott. Three and 1. There's strike 2. Oh, Naylor's going to challenge.
Pitches go to strike.
Naylor's got one left.
That's a bad challenge right there.
Call confirmed. Seattle has no challenges remaining.
So it's a full count now. Naylor singled his last time up to extend his career best on base streak to 21 games. Broken bat, but a base hit into right field to lead off the 8th.
Catcher number 29, Cal Raleigh.
So now Tanner Scott will face Cal Raleigh. Big dumber against the BBL. The big bad lefty Tanner Scott.
Swing and miss right there. That's only the second miss the Mariners against the Dodgers bullpen in 1 2/3. You compare that to Sasaki. He had 18 swing and misses, 5 1/3. Man, there's
yes,
2.
He did.
And see how I bring that up, and then we got the bullpen, 2 swing and misses and 2 pitches.
Ball and 2 strikes. Tried the back foot slider to no avail. An 0-2 to fall.
And those last 3 pitches weren't really enticing pitches for Raleigh. You just rear back and throw this one and see how far he can hit it. Do not want to walk him.
Ground ball to Muncy. Max goes to Edman. Here's the turn. Not in time. Scott gets one out in the dumper duel. One going in the 8th.
Ball beaten to the ground. Nice job by Muncy, just making sure he gets one, especially at this part of the ball game. And nothing close over there. Just trying to get outs right now.
They need 5 more, and they lead by 4. Refsnyder's second plate appearance. Out in front of a fastball. Strike 1. Refsnyder came off the bench for the Mariners in the 6th as the pinch hitter. The Dodgers brought in Jack Dreyer. The bases loaded, only 1 out. It's a 5-2 game. And Dreyer struck him out. No swing. Scott's 1-2 in the dirt. Rushing. Raleigh wasn't going to run on him. Dalton still frustrated with himself. Wanted to handle that better. Had a pass ball earlier.
He had a ton he could do right there. Just good enough to just kind of knock that down. Tanner again has had a few non-competitive pitches last 2 hitters. There you go.
Strike 3. 2 going in the 8th.
Thing starts out as a strike and Refsnyder identifies it as so, and we saw him try and make that same pitch to Cal Raleigh. He laid off, but Refsnyder unable to.
Fastball up and away a little bit against Weston Wilson. Wilson faced Scott last night. Doubled and scored.
They got a fastball in the lower part of the zone and rifled that thing out to left center. Can't believe he'll get a fastball. At least not down. He's going to be up and away, or he's going to get that back foot slider.
Pitch inning in second, 3-ball count.
Nobody up in the Dodger bullpen. How about that? Going to 3-0 slider, right?
Just laid one in there.
I think he probably feels like he's more, he's got more confidence in the slider right now.
This is low, and that's a walk. Just the 7th all year for Tanner Scott.
Yeah, 7th all year, and that was a 5-pitch walk to the number 8 hitter.
So, last night the Mariners were kind of dormant offensively, just erupted the last 2 innings. Ultimately came up short in their comeback bid. Similar start today. First 5 innings against Roki, just 3 total base runners, but since 5 hits and 4 walks.
Well, we talked about the Dodgers bullpen. It hasn't been sharp as of late. It's been, everybody has kind of been a culprit. But they go in stretches. It's like that, that run they had earlier in the year for almost a month,
right,
with 91 innings and didn't give up a home run. And right now they're just trying to find themselves.
And the number 9 hitter, Colt Emerson, tying run on deck for the Mariners in the 8th. It's 6-2 Dodgers. Dots a fastball, jumps ahead 0-2. 26th pitch of the 8th inning for Scott. A 1-2 to Emerson. Fouled away. In the air, left field. Kike comes in and makes the catch, and that is a scoreless 8th. Couple stranded by Scott. Coming up next, it's Access Sportsnet Dodgers presented by Mercury Insurance. Sean Hartung, Jerry Harrison Jr., Nomar Garcia-Parra standing by, and Club Ravine. Breakdowns, highlights, post-game interviews from the Dodger clubhouse with Kirsten Watson. 3 outs for the Dodgers to get some insurance, leading the Mariners 6-2. Face the right-hander Cole Wilcox.
He's had a sweet run. 11 innings pitched. Only 1 earned run.
Pitched last night, Wilcox did. 1 inning, 1 hit. 2 balls, no strikes on Freddie Freeman, who's looking to extend his hitting streak. He's 0 for 3 so far. That hits in each of the last 8 games coming into tonight. And that'll do it. Make it 9 consecutive games with a knock for Freddie. Saw that season average dip back below 300. He said, all right, enough.
Enough of that, right? He got a base hit, but he's not happy with himself. He's down there. He's like, another ground ball. Oh, come on.
Hey, now.
Uh-oh, look at that.
Edwin Diaz up in the Dodger pen. Max Muncy swinging at the first pitch, pops it high in the air, foul territory next to the Dodger on deck circle. Raleigh underneath it.
Shortstop, number 50, Mookie Betts.
Mookie provided the first spark tonight, a 2-run double in the first. Hey, yay. Nick Lentz needs a night.
Again, though, Mookie being unselfish right there, not using a challenge and saving it for the defense, I think.
Successfully challenged earlier in the game, did Mookie, but
yep.
Dodgers still have 2 left. The Mariners, none.
You know, as a hitter, when you know, there's a few challenges and you feel like, okay, the umpire can't be missing that many.
Sorry, EK. And just laugh at Mookie's at that foul ball right now. He's resting on Cal Raleigh. Had his hand on Raleigh's shoulder. Yeah. Cal just going to need a minute. You got me? I got you, Mook. Punches one the other way. Freddie had to get out of the way. Now he's going for third. Mookie with a wide turn around first, but he'll settle with a 1-out single.
That was a sweeper. He just kind of let travel. Freddie does a nice job of showing some athletic. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I mean, between Mookie's throw earlier that took Freddie down the first base line and then that hit,
right?
And maybe they're just working through some stuff.
Right.
Kyle Tucker, first pitch. He's out in front of it. It hooks foul down the right field line. But that was the type of sound and contact that we saw and heard from Tucker and Queens. Now see Will Klein get up. Who comes in between Klein and Diaz will depend on what happens within the next 2 outs of the 8th. Couldn't hold up. Strike 2.
Right now, Tucker just got to see the ball look up out over the plate. Try and feel like you're just going to block the ball, just get it in the air and get it to the grass, get it to the outfielders.
Two out.
Designated hitter, number 37.
I mean, those are the things. It's frustrating you don't come through, but just the fact that, you know, the first one you hit well and it was a foul ball, but then the next 2 swings, you know, pitches weren't even close. Yeah, he's just like, I don't even know what to do right there. I mean, you're beyond the slamming the helmet and.
Yeah, second time with this series we've seen that obvious frustration from Tucker in the dugout. And you can understand it. So, folks, it's you know, for fans who are feeling frustrated with the way Tucker's season has gone, I think Kyle's feeling. First and third, 2 out. Teoscar Hernandez ahead 2-0. Last time we saw him, his second hit of the game, and it was a big one.
Yeah, what was so impressive about it, 98 miles an hour out of the zone. You know, for him to be able to get that ball out front, to get on top of it, really a nice job.
Ball 3, not close.
I'm saying Teo, if it's a fastball somewhere he likes it, he's swinging 3-0.
Instead of 4-pitch walk to load the bases.
Wanna get a mansion, a jacuzzi, the theater to watch my movies, couple whips and lots of fancy things. Kids they call it phony, see the future, crystal ball.
Catcher number 68, Dalton Rushing.
Dalton Rushing homered tonight. Sandwiched between 2 Ks, a 3-run bomb into the Seattle bullpen. Got the bases loaded in the 8th. Flashback to April. Jackie Robinson Day against the Mets. Bases were loaded. He unloaded them.
I mean, in this situation, you're just thinking RBIs, base hit to left center. And if anything on top of that, you know, then that's gravy. But if you're up there trying to go deep and trying to get 4 RBIs, it's an awfully tough way to succeed.
He was thinking first pitch fastball instead got a breaking ball. There's the fastball fouled back in an 0-2 hole. Yep, down on 3 pitches, so the Dodgers leave them loaded. It's 6-2 LA. Going to the 9th inning. The Dodgers go to the pen.
pitching for the Dodgers.
Top of the 9th inning, the Dodgers 3 outs away from a series win. They're ahead of the Mariners 6-2, and Edwin Diaz right back to the bump, pitching in back-to-back games. Came off the injured list last night in his bobblehead night, recorded a save. Gave up a couple of hits and a run, but Dave Roberts and the Dodgers staff were still ecstatic to have him back. See him hit 99 on the radar gun. And they go to him again.
Yeah, good to see him, as you mentioned, on back-to-back nights. The only thing, you going back to last evening, yes, successful in just being out there and the velocity, but he gave up some real hard-hit balls. I mean, I think there were 4 of them over 100 miles an hour.
Even the outs.
At 105. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't soft contact and strikeouts.
First 3 pitches missed the zone to Young. There's a strike. Young has reached twice, scored once. On Wednesday, Diaz threw 13 pitches. Strike 2 called, and Seattle's out of challenges.
That would have got a bit of the edge, though. It was great pitcher's pitch.
Looking for one more. Young pushes a fly ball to left. Kike Hernandez has the first out.
But Diaz had thrown a pitch right on the edge, so this time he goes further out, even up, and it's not a strike, but Young has to protect and goes after a pitch out of the zone. Nice job by Edwin.
Now Randy Arozarena. The Seattle left fielder was 0 for 8 in the series entering today, but he's reached 3 times. A walk, couple hits, including an RBI double.
I will say this, the umpire, he's called a lot of strikes that were they were barely in the zone, but he got those right.
Ground ball, base hit into left center field. So Arozarena with a 3-hit evening. Mariners need base runners, and Arozarena gives them the first.
Yeah, just not a spot that Edwin wants to leave the ball. It's just right down the middle part of the plate. Just the location.
Wave and a miss, and a strike on Dom Canzone. Strike 2, sent foul on the left field side.
I like this evening so far as far as where he's throwing the ball. He's staying away from the middle part of the zone. That pitch to Arozarena, yes, but the throws to Young and so far to Canzone, right on the edge.
It's foul ball. Shohei's been off tonight. Still the Dodgers leading 6-2 in the 9th, 2 outs away. Got him. First strikeout since coming off the injured list for Edwin Diaz. Seattle down to its last out.
Can you see the run on that pitch right there? And Canzone having a tough evening. 3 strikeouts.
Fastball up top on Julio Rodriguez, who's hitless in 4 ABs tonight. Rosarena going for second, but have to U-turn to first after a foul ball.
About the Dodgers, though, first night giving up 5 home runs. And pitching's been great. Offense has been solid.
It's about stacking series,
right? I mean, just methodically dismantling teams.
Dodger Stadium knows only 1 more strike is needed. That's a win for LA. They take the finale and the series from the Mariners. 4 consecutive series wins out of the All-Star break.
Yeah, after that first evening, it's just been pure Dodger dominance. Out on the mound, the plate, defensively they've made some plays. Really a nice series win. Roki Sasaki was outstanding tonight. He really was. And the way he was able to establish his splitter, the fastball there, keeping the Mariners off balance, keeping them in the ballpark. The home run showed up, a big one by Dalton rushing. Teo getting on the act. And Mookie setting the tone with that 2-run double to start the thing early.
Don't forget about that. That was a huge knock. So the Dodgers take the series, and they'll start another one tomorrow against the Boston Red Sox coming to town. Coming up next, Access Sportsnet Dodgers. On behalf of Eric Karros, Kirsten Watson, and our second to none crew headed up by Mike Levy, I'm Stephen Elson. Thanks so much for watching. Let's do it again on Friday, shall we?